Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Imagine this. You fall asleep and finally comfortable, finally relaxed. And then you wake up again. One trip to the bathroom turns into 2, sometimes 3, every single night. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of adults on Spraysincho were nor, especially after age 40, struggle with frequent nighttime urination, a condition known as nocturia. And the surprising truth is this: it's often not just about how much you drink, but what you drink. Today I'm going to show you a simple science-based nighttime drink that can help calm the bladder, support hormone balance, relax the nervous system, and improve sleep quality naturally. No medications, no gimmicks, just physiology working the way it was designed. It happens quietly, night after night, in bedrooms all around the world. You close your eyes, your body finally relaxes, and just as sleep begins to take hold, your bladder pulls you back awake. You walk to the bathroom in the dark, half asleep, wondering why this keeps happening. And the next morning you feel tired, foggy, and older than you should. Most people believe the problem is simple. They think, I drank too much water before bed. So they start drinking less. They restrict fluids. They go to sleep slightly dehydrated, hoping tonight will be different. But here's the shocking truth backed by physiology and decades of medical research. For many people, especially after the age of 40, nighttime urination is not caused by drinking too much water. It's caused by drinking the wrong kind of fluid, without the minerals your body needs to hold on to that water. Your body is made of approximately 60% water, but water alone is not what keeps you hydrated. Electrolytes, minerals like sodium, magnesium, and potassium are what allow water to enter your cells and stay there. Without these minerals, water passes through your body like rain through sand. It doesn't nourish. It doesn't hydrate. It simply exits. This is why millions of people wake up at night not because they drank too much, but because their bodies cannot properly retain the fluid they consumed. The kidneys filter continuously every minute of every day. And when your electrolyte balance is off, the kidneys respond by producing more urine even while you sleep. There is a hormone in your body called antidiuretic hormone, or ADH. This hormone acts like a nighttime security guard for your bladder. It tells your kidneys to slow down urine production so you can sleep uninterrupted. But research shows that as we age, ADH levels naturally decline. By the time many adults reach their 50s and 60s, nighttime urine production can double compared to younger years. And here's where the cycle becomes dangerous. You wake up once, then twice, then 3 times a night. Each interruption pulls you out of deep sleep, the stage where your brain repairs cells, balances hormones, and strengthens your immune system. Sleep fragmentation doesn't just make you tired. It accelerates aging. It weakens memory. It increases the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and depression. Studies have shown that people who wake frequently at night have significantly higher levels of inflammation markers in their blood. Inflammation is the silent fire behind nearly every chronic disease, and it often begins with something as simple as poor sleep. But here is the part most people never hear. Even mild dehydration can trigger nighttime urination. When your body senses low hydration during the day, it activates stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones increase kidney activity and disrupt normal fluid regulation. So instead of conserving water at night, your body releases it. It's a survival response. Your body is trying to protect you, but in modern life, it backfires. Consider this fact: up to 75% of adults are chronically dehydrated, according to multiple population studies. Not because they don't drink enough, but because their hydration lacks essential minerals. Processed foods, stress, caffeine, and aging all strip the body of electrolytes. And without those minerals, hydration becomes inefficient. Imagine pouring water into a bucket filled with tiny holes. No matter how much water you add, it keeps leaking out. That's what happens inside your body when electrolyte balance is low. This is why simply drinking plain water before bed can sometimes make nighttime urination worse. Not because water is harmful, but because water without minerals cannot be properly retained. The kidneys quickly filter it out, filling the bladder while you sleep, and the consequences extend far beyond inconvenience. Frequent nighttime urination increases the risk of falls, especially in older adults. Medical data shows that nighttime bathroom trips are one of the leading causes of injury-related hospital visits among seniors. One misstep in the dark can change a life forever. But the story doesn't end there. Interrupted sleep also disrupts the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. Melatonin is not just a sleep hormone. It is one of the most powerful antioxidants in the human body. It protects brain cells. It supports immune function. It slows cellular aging. When sleep is broken repeatedly, melatonin production drops. And over time, the body loses one of its most important defenses against disease. This is why the solution is not to fear water. The solution is to restore balance, to give your body the tools it needs to manage hydration intelligently. Science has shown that even a small amount of electrolytes can dramatically improve fluid retention and reduce urine production. Magnesium, for example, plays a critical role in relaxing smooth muscles. Include including the bladder. Low magnesium levels are strongly associated with increased urinary urgency and nighttime awakenings. Sodium in small amounts helps regulate fluid distribution between your bloodstream and your cells. Without it, water remains outside the cells and is quickly eliminated by the kidneys. Potassium supports nerve signals that control bladder function. When potassium is low, bladder contractions become more frequent and less controlled. These minerals work together like a team. Remove one and the system becomes unstable. Restore them and the body begins to function the way it was designed. Here's something remarkable. Clinical observations have shown that correcting mild electrolyte imbalances can reduce nighttime urination episodes within days, not months, days, because the body is incredibly responsive when given what it needs. Think about how powerful that is. No complicated treatments, no expensive medications, no drastic lifestyle changes. Just understanding one simple principle. Hydration is not just about water. Hydration is about balance. And when that balance is restored, something extraordinary happens. The kidneys slow down. The bladder relaxes, so then sleep deepens. Energy returns. You wake up in the morning feeling clear, refreshed, and steady instead of exhausted and frustrated. So the next time you find yourself waking in the middle of the night, don't immediately blame the amount you drank. Ask a different question. Did your body have the minerals it needed to hold on to that water? Because sometimes the smallest adjustment, a simple change in what you drink, can transform your nights, protect your sleep, and restore the natural rhythm your body has been trying to maintain all along. Deep inside your body, every second of every day, tiny electrical signals are firing. Your heart beats, your muscles contract, your nerves communicate, your bladder holds or releases. And behind all of these life-sustaining actions stands one quiet mineral that most people rarely think about. Magnesium, magnesium. Not glamorous, not trendy, but absolutely essential to survival. In fact, magnesium is involved in more than 300 biochemical reactions inside the human body. It regulates muscle contraction. It stabilizes nerve signals. It balances hormones. And most importantly, for millions of people struggling at night, it helps the bladder relax so you can sleep. Yet here's the disturbing reality. Modern research shows that up to 50% of adults are magnesium deficient, and many don't even know it. Their blood tests may appear normal. Their symptoms may seem unrelated. But deep inside their cells, the shortage is quietly disrupting their body's rhythm, especially during the night. You lie down. Your body wants to rest. Your brain begins to slow. But your bladder refuses to cooperate. You feel the urge again and again and again. This is not just inconvenience. It is biology under stress. Magnesium acts like a natural brake pedal for your nervous system. Without enough magnesium, nerves become overly sensitive. Muscles become tense. Signals become exaggerated, and the bladder, a muscular organ, becomes restless. Think of the bladder as a balloon with delicate muscle fibers wrapped around it. These fibers must stay relaxed while the bladder fills. Only when the right signal arrives should they contract. But when magnesium levels are low, those muscle fibers misfire. They tighten too soon. They send false alarms. They create urgency even when the bladder is only partially full. And that false alarm pulls you out of sleep. Scientific studies have shown that magnesium supplementation can significantly reduce nighttime urination in individuals with bladder instability. Not because it blocks urine production, but because it calms the muscles and nerves controlling the bladder. It restores order to the system. But magnesium is only part of the story. There is another player, and small, simple, and often misunderstood: salt. For years, many people were told that salt is dangerous, that salt should be avoided at all cost, that salt causes high blood pressure and fluid retention. But the truth is more complex. Your body cannot survive without sodium. Every cell depends on it. Every nerve signal requires it. Every drop of water in your bloodstream is regulated by it. Sodium is the mineral that tells water where to go. Without enough sodium, water cannot stay inside your cells. Instead, it drifts into the bloodstream, then quickly into the kidneys, and finally into the bladder. And that is when the nighttime trips begin. Here's a shocking physiological fact. Even mild sodium imbalance can increase urine production by stimulating the kidneys to release excess fluid. This is why athletes who sweat heavily often experience frequent urination if they replace fluids with plain water but not electrolytes. The same principle applies during sleep. If your body lacks sodium and other electrolytes, the kidneys cannot regulate fluid properly. They release it. They flush it out, and your bladder fills while you rest. Then comes the wake-up call. One moment you are asleep. The next moment you are standing in the dark wondering why your body won't cooperate. Now imagine restoring that balance. A small amount of natural salt, not excess, not processed, just a tiny pinch, helps your body retain the right amount of fluid. It stabilizes blood pressure. It supports nerve communication. It keeps hydration where it belongs, inside your cells. And when fluid stays inside your cells, the bladder stays quiet. But there is still one more piece to this puzzle: your nervous system. Every night, your body transitions from activity to restoration. Your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, your muscles relax. Your brain enters deeper sleep stages where healing begins. This transition depends on a delicate balance between two systems: the sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight response, and the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and repair response. Magnesium plays a critical role in activating the parasympathetic system. It tells your body you are safe. You can relax. Without enough magnesium, the body stays slightly alert, not fully awake, but not fully relaxed either. This state is called hyperarousal. It is subtle, it is silent, but it keeps the nervous system on edge. And when the nervous system is on edge, the bladder becomes sensitive. Even a small amount of urine can trigger the urge to wake. Even normal bladder pressure feels urgent. This is why magnesium deficiency is often linked to insomnia, anxiety, muscle cramps, and nighttime urination, or all at the same time. The body is not malfunctioning. It is reacting to imbalance. Here's another surprising fact from sleep research. People with low magnesium levels spend less time in deep sleep. We're in the stage where growth hormone is released and tissues repair themselves. Deep sleep is when the brain clears waste products. It is when memories are consolidated. It is when the immune system strengthens. But frequent awakenings interrupt that process, and over time the effects accumulate. Fatigue becomes chronic. Concentration declines. Mood becomes unstable. The risk of heart disease increases, all because the body never reaches the restorative depth of sleep it desperately needs. Yet the solution can be remarkably simple. Restoring magnesium and electrolyte balance does not force the body to sleep. It allows the body to do what it was designed to do: to relax, to regulate, to recover. Imagine lying down at night and feeling your muscles soften, your breathing slow, your mind quiet. Your bladder remains calm. Your sleep becomes deeper. Your body stays in bed where healing happens. This is not magic. It is physiology. Your body is a finely tuned system built on balance. When minerals are missing, signals become distorted. When balance is restored, harmony returns. And sometimes the difference between restless nights and peaceful sleep is not a medication. Hector, we're one key, and so we're one tree, so one key. Not a complicated treatment, not a drastic lifestyle change, but simply giving your body the minerals it has been quietly asking for all along. It doesn't start with a dramatic illness. It starts with something small, a habit so ordinary, so routine that most people never question it. A late night drink, a quick snack before bed, one more glass of water just to be safe. And then the pattern begins. You fall asleep. An hour passes. Then suddenly your eyes open. Your body feels restless. Your bladder feels full. You get up, walk to the bathroom, return to bed, and hope it was just a coincidence. But the next night, it happens again. And again, and again. This is how sleep disruption quietly enters your life, not as a crisis, but as a habit. Scientists call this behavioral sleep fragmentation. It's not caused by disease at first. It's caused by small, repeated actions that slowly train your body to wake at the wrong time. And here's the shocking truth revealed in sleep research. Even one additional nighttime awakening can reduce deep sleep by up to 25%. That means less cellular repair, less hormone balance, less brain recovery. Night after night, the damage accumulates silently. But here is the empowering part of the story. Your body is incredibly adaptable. Small habits can create big problems. Medici, Exor, Ekengshi, Henchi, Buzz, but small habits can also create powerful solutions. In fact, studies in behavioral medicine show that simple routine adjustments can significantly reduce nighttime urination within just 1 to 2 weeks. No surgery, no medication, no complicated treatment, just consistent, intentional habits that support your body's natural rhythm. One of the most important habits begins 2 hours before bedtime. Fluid timing. Your kidneys operate on a daily rhythm called the circadian cycle. During the day, they filter more fluid. At night, they are supposed to slow down. But when large amounts of liquid are consumed too close to bedtime, the kidneys cannot adjust in time. They continue filtering at a high rate even while you sleep. The result is predictable. Your bladder fills, your sleep breaks, your body pays the price. Researchers have found that reducing fluid intake within 2 hours of bedtime can significantly decrease nighttime bathroom trips in adults of all ages. Not eliminating fluids completely, just adjusting the timing, because your body doesn't need less water. It needs smarter hydration. Another powerful habit involves something most people never think about: posture. So postures for specifically what happens to fluid in your legs during the day. Gravity pulls fluid downward. It collects in the tissues of your feet and ankles. This is especially common in people who sit for long hours or stand for extended periods. By evening, that fluid is still there, quiet, unnoticed. But the moment you lie down, gravity changes direction. The fluid moves back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys detect the extra volume, and they begin producing urine. This is why many people experience sudden nighttime urination shortly after going to bed. Not because they drank too much, but because their body is redistributing fluid. Medical studies have shown that elevating the legs for just 20 minutes in the evening can reduce nighttime urination by allowing the kidneys to process that fluid before sleep begins. Such a simple action, such a powerful result. Then there is caffeine, one of the most widely consumed stimulants on earth. Coffee, tea, soft drinks, energy drinks. They feel harmless, comforting, normal, but caffeine is a potent diuretic. It increases urine production. It stimulates the bladder, and it can remain in your system for up to 8 hours. That means an afternoon cup of coffee can still be affecting your bladder long after sunset. Research from sleep laboratories has shown that caffeine consumed after mid-afternoon can reduce sleep quality, increase nighttime awakenings, and shorten deep sleep duration. And the effect is stronger with age. As the body gets older, caffeine is cleared more slowly from the bloodstream. What once felt harmless at 30 can become disruptive at 50. Another hidden habit involves sugar, especially late at night. When you consume sugary foods before bed, your blood sugar rises quickly. Your body responds by releasing insulin to bring it down. But sometimes the drop happens too fast. Your brain senses the decline as a threat. It releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline to restore balance. These hormones are designed to wake you up. They increase heart rate. They stimulate the nervous system. They signal the kidneys to produce more urine. Suddenly you are wide awake in the middle of the night, not because your bladder failed, but because your metabolism reacted. And this pattern, repeated over weeks and months, can train your body to expect nighttime awakenings. Your brain becomes conditioned. Your bladder becomes sensitive. Your sleep becomes fragile. But the reverse is also true. Healthy habits can retrain your body. Consistency can rebuild stability. Routine can restore rhythm. Sleep scientists often refer to this as sleep conditioning. When the same healthy behaviors are repeated at the same time each night, the brain begins to anticipate rest. Hormones shift earlier. Body temperature drops sooner. Bladder activity decreases. Your entire system prepares for sleep. Even something as simple as emptying your bladder immediately before bed can reduce nighttime awakenings. It sounds obvious, but many people forget or delay or assume it doesn't matter. Yet clinical observations show that this single action can significantly extend uninterrupted sleep duration because it removes the physical trigger that would otherwise wake you later. Then there is the environment itself. Temperature, light, noise. Your body is extremely sensitive to these signals. A room that is too warm can increase urine production by stimulating sweating and fluid imbalance. A room filled with light can suppress melatonin, the hormone that keeps you asleep. Sudden noise can activate the nervous system and create the urge to urinate even when the bladder is not full. This is why sleep experts recommend a cool, dark, quiet bedroom. Not for comfort alone, but for physiology, because your body responds to environment as much as behavior. And here is perhaps the most powerful truth of all. You do not need dramatic changes to transform your sleep. You need consistent ones, small adjustments, simple routines, repeated every night. Over time, those small actions create stability. Your kidneys learn when to slow down. Your bladder learns when to stay quiet. Your brain learns when to rest. And gradually something remarkable happens. You stop waking up, not once, not twice, not 3 times a night. You sleep through the darkness. You wake with energy. You feel clear, steady, and restored because the body you live in is not fragile. It is responsive. It is intelligent. It is designed to heal when given the right signals. And sometimes the difference between exhaustion and deep, peaceful sleep is not a new drug. Not a complicated therapy, not a radical change, but a handful of small habits practiced faithfully that guide your body back to the rhythm it has been waiting to follow all along.